There it is. All right, here you go. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Business of Gut Health event. My name is Amber Miller, and I have my beautiful mother, Lori Welch, on co-hosting this with me. And we have some incredible, emotional, exciting stories for you to hear from the beautiful Brenda and Emily. So the point, the purpose, our goal with this event, speaking with you tonight, is to encourage and inspire you to show you the possibilities with the business of gut health with Plexus. The foundation of our company is our life-changing products, our products that people are desperate for, in need for, and praying for. That is why we are able to create this income source, why this business is so wise and works so well, starts with the products. But tonight we get to focus on the business aspect, which is really almost equally as important in people's lives, right? Having the freedom of time to spend with your family or invest in your passions, having freedom of finances so you're not in those tight places that we all have been or could be in the future. That is what this business offers because of our fabulous products. So one thing I always like to remind people is that social sharing, that is what Plexus is. It's my friend, one of my bridesmaids in my wedding told me about Plexus. Then I went and told my mom. Mom told her friend, who told Brenda, who told someone, who told someone, who told Emily. And that is the way social sharing works. And we are now a complete society of sharers, especially with social media. And even if you think about Amazon, you never buy a product without hearing about someone else's experience, right? We no longer buy things from magazine ads or TV commercials. That's not the way we're wired. We buy things from hearing of other people's experiences. And that is the power of social sharing and why Plexus is so effective. So many companies are pulling their products off the shelves, especially after last year, and going into this revenue stream. With Plexus, you don't have to worry about someone else putting the limit on you. You don't have to worry about maybe your business being shut down or not able to open. There's no, you are in complete control of all the factors. You can take it wherever you want to go, spend as much time as you want or as little. You can, the outcome can be whatever you want to make it. And that's what we love about Plexus, that freedom in that. So those are some of the reasons why social sharing, I used to say it was going to be the way of the future, but it currently is. We actually in 2020 at Plexus saw such a massive boom. I had the biggest pay raise I've ever experienced during 2020, during one of the hardest years that we've had. And so many other social sharing companies that stats showed 20 to 40% increase in this industry because this is what people want, right? So with that, my beautiful mother, Lori Welch, who has been here 8 years as well with Plexus, can you share with us some of that wisdom in social sharing and what people should be looking for and why you saw this as that opportunity?
Yes. Okay. So I saw it as an opportunity because it fit a need. It's a monthly consumable product. So we wouldn't have the amazing business that we have if we didn't have such an awesome needed product line. And I saw that this was universally needed. So it wasn't like gender specific or age specific. We had a product line that crosses the masses. And when you talk about gut health, glucose metabolism, which is blood sugar, and inflammation, you're really hitting so much. And so I saw that immediately. And I knew that I was a person that really wanted to help people. And this is something that you are able to help people with. And I realized the business potential once it was presented to me. So that's what we hope to be able to do for you tonight. When I saw that word of mouth has always been the best form of advertising. And that this is a monthly consumable product line. So I have so many people on these products, myself included, where it's desperately, desperately needed.
Yes. And we are in, what is the stat, Mom, you always say? Less than 1%.
We are in, thank you, we are in 0.5% of the households of the countries that we are open in. So that is huge.
So there are so many more people who need what we have, and you get to be the one to share and tell them. All right, so we are going to have our first story of tonight. The beautiful Emily. She is a diamond with Plexus. Her story is so inspiring and incredible. So get your tissues, get ready to be inspired. Emily, can you share with us where you were before Plexus and how the opportunity has blessed your family and why you're so passionate about sharing it with others?
Yes. Okay. Hi, you guys. Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm Emily. I am a wife. I am a mom of a 2-year-old named Max. And we actually have another little baby coming in September. Yay. So a little bit about my story. It's kind of a weird story because when I started Plexus in August 2018, I actually started solely for the business. I did learn obviously a lot about gut health, the importance, and I was willing to give it a try, but my main goal was to make some money. So I was pregnant with Max at the time. I bought the triplex for my migraines, and I just ultimately set out to be able to quit my day job when he was born. And I had about 6 months until then. So at the time, I was working about 40, 50 hours a week at my day job. I was just beyond stressed out. I lived in a small town, or I live in a small town, where there just wasn't a lot of new options out there for me in the line of work that I was in. And I just remember having so much anxiety every single night before going to bed and crying to my husband all the time and just wanting to be free and done and do something I actually enjoyed. It was just debilitating, actually. So I couldn't just quit, because we had bills and the student loans that we were buried under for all of the schooling that I had done that was supposed to pay me the big bucks, but didn't. And I remember, so I was watching my friend, Jennifer Cobb, and she reached out to me and on Instagram. That's how we met. We never met in real life. She just totally reached out to me on Instagram. And she told me what she was doing and how she wanted to make some money. And she watched all these other moms do it. And they were making it big with their Instagram accounts and making 6 figures and driving really cool Lexus cars around. And all they were doing was sharing this pink drink. I was like, well, what do I have to lose, So honestly, the cool thing is that when we started, we just did it together. And I know that that's not always necessarily the case for everybody all the time, but I truly credit a lot of my success to diving in with my sponsor and diving in with my team every single day in and day out. So while I was working, I was always multitasking. I probably stressed myself out even a little bit too much more, but fitting it in the nooks and crannies of my day and just pouring into sharing. I reached out to all my friends, all my family. I even reached out to total strangers on Instagram. I did the cold messaging. I was that girl in the beginning. And, sometimes I still do it. We still do it because people are watching, and people sometimes just don't have the guts to reach out to you, right? So I just kept sharing. I kept making my pink drink and stories every single day. I shared the opportunity. I shared the income. I did all the things. I was just on a straight up mission. So anyway, my little tearjerker moment, that when Max was born, I went into labor. I was able to walk out of my job and basically just say, peace out. I'm not coming back. And I became a brand new senior gold a couple of days later. So that was February 2019. So it wasn't necessarily the income that I was hoping for to be able to be comfortably quitting my job, but I knew that quitting it would be able to give me more time and to focus on building this business. So I just wanted to kind of give a few tips that worked, I guess, along the way for me. And my biggest tips, besides, working really closely with your sponsors and your team, is growing your business and time blocking when you can, and having that true uninterrupted time to work. Now, I know that this isn't always easy to find. I remember it being extremely difficult with a newborn, and I'm quickly finding out that it's even harder now with a busy toddler. But even if that means just waking up an hour earlier or staying up an hour later, we all had to do those things. And just having that super focused time was so worth it. Missing an hour of sleep was so worth it to just take the business to a next level. Another tip that really seemed to work for me and still works for me to this day is talking about your why and what motivates you. Why do you want this income? Why do you want to do this business? Sharing it out loud, sharing it with your sponsor, sharing it with your support groups, your friends, your family. For me, every single day, I woke up saying, I will quit my job. I will make 6 figures. I will drive that swanky Lexus. I will be a diamond. I will pay off my debt, all the things. I will travel more. And my newest why that I keep repeating today, right now, is I will retire my husband so he can be home with us more often. So it's just literally been a dream come true for us. And I was able to turn those dreams into realities because I never gave up. I never gave up on myself. I never gave up on my team. I never gave up when it was hard. And I've been able to help instill that into other women too on my team, whoever's chasing their dreams. And ever since I was able to quit my job, I've just been on a huge mission to be able to help other moms do the same thing, or any other women out there working for their goals or wanting to help provide for their families, and to not be afraid to just dive in. I think I even heard this from Amber once upon a time, but not be afraid to make small sacrifices for a long-term goal, right? So anyway, back to kind of my little story. So I said I went senior gold in February 2019, right after Max was born, or I'm sorry, I went emerald. Senior gold. Oh my gosh, I'm so confused right now. Senior gold, February 2019, but it went emerald just a short year later. It was January 2020. And for those of you who don't know, so going from senior gold to emerald, I did the math. It is multiplying your business by 6 times, 6 times. So then, May 2020 was the biggest month my business has ever had. And during a pandemic of all things, our team was in crazy kick butt momentum, and everyone was excited about the income opportunities that Plexus was able to offer us during that hard time, and still is offering us during this time. My team hit Sapphire, and then 6 days later, we hit Diamond. It was seriously the best ever. And it was my 30th birthday present to myself because I worked so hard for it. Anyway, so take it from me, small town girl. I'm semi-introverted, someone who had many, many friends approach me and talk to me about other MLMs in the past. And I always cringe because I said I would never be that girl. I was always the kid that grew up crying to my parents because I never wanted to do fundraisers because I was so uncomfortable selling things. But I changed my mindset to do scary things, for my own personal growth, makes me better at my business and better as just a person in whole. I got it out of my head that this isn't sales necessarily. It's more just sharing over and over again and helping other people and helping people hit their goals or helping people hit their health goals. So there's always ways to grow your network. There's always ways to create more time in your schedule. There's always opportunities for you to ultimately just give yourself a raise anytime you want. And that's the cool thing about this business and the cool thing about, creating your own journey. So if I can do it, you can too.
Thank you. Thank you, Emily. That was amazing. I love hearing your story that you grew so much during 2020 and hit the biggest goal ever, which we were just talking about earlier. That wasn't something that could be taken away from you or shut down for any reason. You were able to grow in that. And I love how you said it's so worth it. So before we get into our next story, I want to pull up what worth it means, put some numbers to these ranks we're talking about. So all of us on this call are blessed to be diamond ambassadors. The income, sometimes it can be uncomfortable to talk about income, right? But it's really so life-giving and life-bringing, not only to your home, but to everyone around you. So I want you to see that we're not talking about just hobby money, but actual full-time and beyond income through this, through what you said, Emily, sharing. And when we say sharing, we don't mean a sales graphic. We don't mean, an infomercial. We mean people's stories, testimonies, like how my mom doesn't have the bloating issues and the gut health issues, like how I don't suffer from the allergies I used to have, like how people are being able to live lifestyles differently. And that's what we're sharing. That's what that is. So with that, we get to hear Brenda's amazing story. Mom, do you want to intro Brenda a little bit?
Well, I always get emotional when I hear Brenda's story because I remember the first time I talked to her on the phone and she said, do you think that this could really work? This could really work for us. And I told her, I absolutely do. And I think we were both, you were brand new or maybe not even started. And I know that I was probably gold.
Yep.
Yeah. And I just, I knew because of our product line, and it's an honor to have you on. I was like, I have to go get some tissues because I might cry when Brenda shares her story. But yeah, she's one of the wisest women that I know, and she's got a heart of gold, and she has 9 children, and she's an amazing wife and mother and businesswoman.
Take it away, Brenda.
Well, awesome. I'm honored to be on here with Amber and Lori because they are part of my story. And it's so fun to see people like Emily coming on and doing this 5 and 6 and 7 years after we did it. It's one of those things where it is still possible. So anyone who's listening here tonight and doubts it, be done with that right now. This is for you. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm glad Amber put up that little graph, whatever, that shows the diamond income. Because like she said, I don't go around telling everybody what I make, but I do want people to know what's possible from a simple country girl. That's me. I knew nothing about, am I freezing up?
No, you're good.
A little bit. Okay.
No.
I knew nothing about network marketing, except that it was something I didn't want to get involved in. I didn't ever dream I would be making an income like that. Mm-hmm. However, my husband and I are kind of big dreamers. We dreamed of having a big family. We're blessed to have done that. We have 11 kiddos. The oldest is 27, the youngest is 9. So it's just been an amazing life. And I was living my dream in that regard 10 years ago. But we also were blessed to, my husband's super talented, and we started our own home business, building custom kitchen cabinets. We had really good success our first few years. And so we were excited about expanding our business because we have 8 sons who were, coming along, working beside daddy, doing all the things. And we're like, well, let's take on more jobs. So my husband revamped the business to get it set up to be more efficient. And in doing so, we bought more machinery in that and took on a loan to do that. And then 2008 hit. And things were never the same after that because we had this debt to pay off. That was our goal. We couldn't even hardly do that. We couldn't hardly buy groceries. We couldn't get the jobs we needed to get because unlike network marketing, we were affected by the economy. It was different than in 2020 when things got rough. So long story short, I went to bed many nights crying, literally, and praying for the Lord to give us an answer. I was Googling bankruptcy because we were dug ourselves in such a hole just to try to keep the business. And we were at the point of being worried about losing our property, losing our home. And my husband's talking about going out and finding a job. And one morning, even with my health, just the stress of all that, my health was getting so bad. I kept trying to find ways to help my health. So I had all this pressure of these two issues that I didn't know what to do with anymore, but I trusted that God would bring something because that was the only answer anymore. One morning I came down to the kitchen and I told my husband, I said, I'm just ready to just go find an amazing doctor or nutritionist to help me get out of my exhaustion. That's what I dealt with. Anxiety, couldn't sleep at night, and then exhausted all day long. 3 days later, my friend Kristen called and said, that's how I remember it. It could have been 5 days, 7 days, whatever. It was really, really close. Called me up and said, hey, I want to tell you about this stuff called Plexus. Now, remember, I wasn't looking for a business, but when she told me what was possible with Plexus, we knew that was the answer we were praying for. Because when you're dealing with living with debt day in and day out, and by the way, that's the way both of us grew up. That's all we knew with our parents was debt and stress. Not enough to go around. Am I coming through okay? I feel like I'm getting a little bit of like my internet might be off.
There's static every now and then, but we are not freezing.
Okay, as long as you can hear me, I'll continue. I was just tired of that stress, and I knew we could work hard for 30 years and get out of, pay off the debt and everything, but I wanted something different for my family. I didn't want them to have to go through what I went through all my life, never knowing what it was to have enough. It was always skimpy, and it gave me such a scarcity mindset that I knew I wanted for my family. And that was really my main goal. When I saw it was possible, I saw the diamond income when I first started. Thankfully, my sponsor showed me the diamond income. And when Lori called me just to explain a little bit more about Plexus and all that, because Kristen was who had, Lori had told her about it. Kristen told me about it, the cool way this all works. And Kristen's like, well, I'm so new. You can talk to Lori. She knows more about it than me. And I remember asking her that because she said, what's kind of your goal with Plexus? And I said, well, to get out of debt. And we had, over $100,000 in business debt at that point. And I said, and then to build a bigger home for my family, because yes, we had 11 children in a 2-bedroom house. I had big dreams and big goals. And I'm here to tell you guys, if you want to overcome something like that, if you're in a place like that, even if it's 10,000, I don't care. It's big, okay? When you're in that position, that's a big deal. And you lose sleep over it and you worry and you stress. This can be that answer for you. Lori said, oh yeah, sure. You can totally meet that goal with Plexus. Obviously we have the best products ever and we have the best compensation plan. So I go and I print out that compensation plan. We went camping the next weekend. I sat in the camper reading that compensation plan from cover to cover because I was determined to learn all about this. I had big plans. So it happened, y'all. It happened. We paid off that debt in 2 years' time. We have our bigger home now. And every day, I don't know if a day goes by, I don't remind my children, remember what it was like in that tiny house? Remember what it was like when we could hardly buy groceries? Remember when mom and dad were stressed about finances all the time? And we have the blessing now of sharing with others. When we see a need around us, we can be like, oh, hand out some money here and there, and you don't notice. You can have a breakdown of an appliance in the house and you repair it or you replace it and you hardly notice. Money is not what it used to be to me. I am not obsessed and stressed about it. It is a gift. I worked hard for it, but I enjoy it and I'm grateful every day. So what I want you guys to know is with Plexus, what I first heard when I came into this from Helen, who would be in our line too, who part of the friends who told Lori's, Amber's friend, she told me that Plexus is kind of the perfect storm. And I thought, oh, that sounds so cool. But I want to tell you guys, it really is. But you know what? Even perfect storms don't happen automatically. They don't just fall into your lap. You know that, have you ever heard that saying? I prayed for God to move a mountain, but then I had to be willing to pick up the shovel. And that's just like Emily's story. She said she knew this could be something for her, and she did the things. And that's what I kind of hate, that network marketing almost has a quick get rich quick mentality. Because yeah, you look at someone like my story and go, what? In 2.5 years, she was making diamond income. Yeah, because it's that amazing of a comp plan, but it doesn't happen easy. So I need to wrap it up, but I just want to say, if you're looking for your story to be similar to Emily's and mine and Lori and Amber's, just know that you have to decide and then you have to commit. So we were business owners before Plexus, and we knew what it took. We worked late nights. We were sometimes up all night to get jobs done. We did crazy things, and nobody looked at us and went, oh, you shouldn't be working so hard. You should spend more time with your family. No, they admired us for working to build our business. And it's the same. And you commit, like someone mentioned that Amber said, the first few years, and you can live with the success of that. So choose that tonight. Choose that success for you. Go for it as if you have no other option. And I'm telling you, Plexus is the perfect storm that can make your dreams happen.
I love that. I think we're going to end on that. Choose this for yourself. And that what if this could be the thing? I put in the work, like Emily and Brenda both said. And I love that you brought up, we're not selling you a lottery ticket. Why I love that is because it's not based on luck. It's not like, oh, they got lucky. No, it's based on a system that works because our products work and our comp plan is so uniquely designed. So that system is set up. And if you work the system, it will work for you. And that's what I love, that it's not about luck. It's not a lottery ticket. So what if this is the thing you could plug into, you could go all into and experience the same amazing life-changing benefits that we are so grateful for in our lives. So thank you, Emily. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for sharing your stories. And we will see you guys every Thursday. We talk all about the products. So if you want to know more about the products, ask for our Thursday event from whoever sent this to you, and we will get that to you. And we'll see you there. So thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.